Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a bit more Devil Slayer Raksasi. We're going to go again. We're staying as Bleh, because she's best girl. We're going to go straight in. Now, I've mused the idea of grinding the first level over and over. That's an option. That's an option. We should also try better countering and guard breaks and all that. And look, oh, this is a spare chest thing that we unlocked as well, so that's cool. Look at that, we've got his key, spare key. I'm not clear if she's saying new stuff or not. I don't know, maybe you can pause it and check for me. Let's leave. Okay, no, the key changed my mind. Bombs. There's gold there. Yeah, so that horseman, that general, I think we're going to have to beat him to unlock more bosses. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. My sort of long ending on the last episode still stands. I think it's worth trying to muse about the game and the mechanics and what you might be missing. I think my point still stands that there is issue with the fact that I seem to be able to thunder run the generic enemy levels and then having that one boss give me a hard time. It does. I still think it represents a little bit of a balance issue, right? Because the game does absolutely, like, okay, let's say what I suspect's going on is I'm more expected by the developers for developer intent to engage more strongly in the parry mechanics, right? It's interesting that the money man's not in the first floor. Increase stamina by 30 points. We can get a stimulant, we can get... Oh, whoops, wrong button. So what I suspect is, like, I'm trying to be really honest with myself, the fact that I can jet through the first two levels, I know what all these enemies do, I know all their telegraphs, because I played it a lot back in the day, right? So, I feel like I'm moving at a pace that's a little bit more... God, I don't want to say higher end, but do you know what I mean? Like, if you were brand new to this game, you would probably be engaging with the parry system and the counter system a lot more than what I do. I guess I found from applying enough pressure to the game over time that I don't need to. And this is why, I suppose, being out of practice, I used to be able to beat that general. Now, he was a pain in the ass, he always was, because he's obviously... anti-brute force, and you can probably tell by the way I play, I love brute forcing things, if I can. I mean, as a gamer, I'm sure you can appreciate that, and what I mean by that is if there's a puzzle or something complicated that requires sort of deeper thought, there is a caveman part of it. It's like, well, how many combinations can I put into this locked safe to get the answer right? Is it going to be 2 minutes of my time? Because in that case, maybe I brute force it. Same sort of idea with this. If I can just thunder through without parrying or anything, why on earth would I, like, why shouldn't I? Anyway, so my point is, there's a bit of introspection going on there, in that I don't know if I still stand by my point that the balance issue with the boss is so significant. I feel like maybe I'm looking at it through the lens of someone who's played a lot of these first levels and just hasn't got the timing down because I'm rusty, right? So I can still run through an attack with the rhythm that I developed previously, but getting the counter timings necessary for the boss has faded, which is interesting because if this holds, if what I'm saying is in fact true, Cursed Blood Coin. I'll finish my thought. If that holds and that's true, then all I got to do is practice the timings on that dude, and before you know it, I'll be good. But actually, even as I think back, I probably had a lot more upgrades where I could brute force the boss. So maybe I never truly got good at countering his telegraphs. Well, now's the time to find out, I suppose. I'm just trying to be honest with myself, and I guess the final thought is I feel the fault's with me and not with the game. When you receive damage exceeding 10 points, there's a chance the coin will be dropped. That's pretty rad. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a bloody collectathon super nerd just like the next bloke, right? We've got 27 gold. Are you kidding me? We haven't unlocked secret passages or anything either. Will we need a stimulant? Probably not. We've got like 3 rings, 3 pendants. So the set piece thing is a cool gimmick. I don't know how much it holds in this game because I don't really have any power over picking my set pieces. Maybe later on the loot pool will expand out a bit. No, purple. Purple's bad. I still remember to this day. Purple's the one we're scared of. I think it's purple. Oh, I hate that nudge, but I understand it. I feel like the devs, be part of the dev team or whatever. Get so comfortable with parts of this game that you just brute force it. I feel like they put that knockback on the bosses because they know that brute forcing in this game can actually really leverage situations. Gain 20 points of fire damage whenever you take damage exceeding 10 points from maximum of 20. Buff disappears upon leaving the area. I mean, look, I'll take it. I'm not a huge Isaac person. That's not to say that I wouldn't. Oh, that's right. We can. So this is new. Quickly, a commenter asked me, "How does this hold up compared to when I used to play it when it was early access? Any big differences you notice?" This dude here offering a relic exchange. I think maybe he does it all the time now. This didn't exist. This is really cool because it actually has some agency. Like, for example, what I was going to compare it to Isaac, even though I'm not super familiar with Isaac, there is a lot of pick this item to swap for a current item you have, right? There's this agency, a binary decision quite often, but a lot of them, and that's how you develop a build. It goes to another level, but it's not binary when it comes to the deck building roguelikes, right? You have to make decisions with your player agency to try and shape your build. Now, the problem with this game is there's not a lot of it, at least in the early stages, and even when I played it before, that was the thing. And this comes back to the set piece problem. If you're telling me it's part of a set, that's cool, but you're not really giving me a lot of options to choose between things. Now, this might change when my power level goes up and my runs get longer and I get further along, but that's just the observation. This is one of the changes I've noticed, and it's a good change because it's agency. However, I don't see how losing 10 health in exchange for a relic is just not the best deal ever, so I don't really see... This is a non-decision for me. It's a deal, let's go. Right? Gain super armor, become unable to be knocked down. All damage received reduced, but your movement speeds decrease. Right. Again, I like to zip around. We've been through this. But, like, I have 150 HP. You know what? It might actually be a more detrimental decision for some of the other Sheilas to pick. Yeah. Like, I am pretty well versed in Bleth, right? This is the chick I played a lot. I didn't love the other ones. There is a chick with a hammer. I kind of didn't mind that. It was almost ranged. It had such a long range on it. All right, now, look, as sexy as scrolls are, remember we bought that one, show forged items, right? It can be used right away and may appear on subsequent journeys. Like, the sort of... This game is a lot less generous in that loot pool, which is interesting, because if you ask me truly about roguelikes, what do I prefer? I think I prefer ones that give you a lot more build agency. Monster Train is no... There's no accident... it's no accident that Monster Train's so popular in the community, because you start at low power, but every decision you make is so big. It augments your deck every single time, more than any other game I can think of. So by the end of a run of Monster Train, you've radically power crept, and it encourages you to break the game. This is more mechanical. This is more about the Hotline Miami moment-to-moment, dare I say Dark Souls-esque fighting, and the augmentation of your character through upgrades is much more secondary. It's not a bad thing. I still enjoy it. If you didn't enjoy the loop, though, you wouldn't like this game. Challenge zones. Let's go. I've got exactly 30. No, let's just do it. Let's do it. All right, so this is a new type of room that it adds. Disenchantment bead. I believe we already... Didn't they already talk about the secret areas or something that they're on a map? But yeah, without the bead, you can't find them, so, you know, who cares? I think you get infinite uses on the bead. I can't remember. Or they refresh each floor. All right, only one chest this time. That's okay. We'll talk to her. I need to pay more attention to the voice lines. To be honest, I wasn't... Oh, God, one of these. I wasn't sure how many run-throughs that we're going to... Okay, we've got to be careful with this guy. Shit. Doesn't want a stagger break, does he? How strong is this man? Oh, I mean, I'll take it. All right, so there's the challenge room below us. Look, we've got full health. I can't see why we don't encounter it now. Then you fire it up, and then you have to fight a bunch of dudes. Shit. Shit! What is this stun? Oh my god, we've talked about this before, with video games in general. You gotta be careful with hard CC against a player character. Like a Darkest Dungeon, something like that. A Darkest Dungeon's interesting because you're encouraged... oh my god, after a fashion, you're encouraged in that game to, hang on. You're encouraged in that game after a fashion to stun chain your enemies, right? In fact, so much so that there are like mechanics to stop you abusing it. Dudes will get cooldowns on them. Now, if the AI were to behave exactly the same way and stun chain your entire team, you're a human, you're not a robot. You are going to get the shits about being locked out. So stuns are important. Take a look at MMOs, you know, or not MMO, am I saying the right thing? No, MOBAs. Things with a PvP system. Stun locking your enemy is so powerful, and to be perfectly honest, any of these Dota games, even though it's been a long time since I've played really any of them, I guess I play Overwatch occasionally, but having a stun that lasts like more than a second is like criminal. It just is, oh wow. It's so aggravating to the player. And so that stun was a couple of seconds, and that's all it takes is that amount of time to make someone get furious because it's a human condition sort of component, right? Let me think it over. Is he offering this? No, he's offering this thing here, which I'm not really interested in. Staff. Having said that, hang on. Chop. Swing, 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 knockdown, smash. Charge, whirlwind. And it can stun to boot. Jeez, it does some damage though. We discussed that this is probably the better financial move. I've only got one dark thing anyway. Alright, here's the general. Yeah, anyway, it's just, you gotta be careful abusing stun on a player. And it's just one of those things, it's not supposed to be fair. We're not playing the video game strictly for it to be fair. To be perfectly honest, if you're interested in fair, you'd be playing competitive PvP bloody CSGO games, right? Because you're playing against another human, and he's got the same sort of stacked odds from the beginning. It's like the XCOM fallacy. All these people that complain about missing a 95% shot, that always made me sort of giggle because in various interviews for people that design these games, they routinely explain that the number that you get given, you might not be aware of this, but like the 95%, or let's say 70% to hit in XCOM, it's actually a lie. In the background, it's probably much more like 80 or 85%. But they tell you because, well, I mean, imagine if every single hit said 90%. Would that be fun anymore? Perhaps not. But they also recognize that our understanding, I mean, how much do you want to go into it? Has it got to do with the gambling culture that permeates everyone? I don't know. But if the game kept telling you, hey, you've got a 80-90% chance to hit all of these shots, maybe you wouldn't find it fun or engaging anymore. But that's the actual true number on the back end quite often. It's a fudged number, the one that they tell you is exaggerated to make you feel like a boss when you land that shot. Which always made me giggle about the people that are like, well, it's unfair that I missed a 95% shot. And I'm like, well, it's more stacked than you actually realize in your favor. I don't really feel bad about the missing the old 95. Now this is a scroll. Lockpick worm. Okay. Likewise, it might not be that overt, like I'm saying, fudging the numbers by huge percentages, but I know that is done in some of them. But there are other examples of, okay, there's another dark gold. In fact, we already got a shitload. There are other examples of, say, a building sort of, it's almost like a crit chance multiplier that builds in your favor. Let's give this thing a go. Let's go. We'll see how it goes. Now, charge up as a whirlwind. Okay. Oh, and then we've got this as well. Okay. We'll see. It's definitely a more interesting moveset. Like, there's more going on. Yeah, so there'll be one like, maybe you miss the shot. What it will now do is every shot after that, you'll get a plus 20% hidden buff on the back end. Insufficient keys, you idiots. You should have thought about this. Which makes it more and more likely that you're going to land the next shot. And you can understand it from a gameplay perspective. This is all about wish fulfillment and player satisfaction. The last thing you want is a person chaining, you know, a very possible but incredibly unpleasant string of misses. Maybe the XCOM guy misses 5 goes in a row. All that takes, we talk about supply and demand in the current market. All you got to do is give that bad taste in the dude's mouth and he'll just uninstall it. He's got 17 other games there on the store waiting for him for the same price that are going to give him a good positive feedback loop. Like, why on earth would he keep playing that game? So I can understand why they do it. It's just, I think some people need to not kid themselves that, the game is way more baby mode than I think a lot of people realize. Yeah, I'm not saying XCOM specifically, I'm just giving a bit of an example. What's this got to do with this game? I can't remember. Fudge statistics on the back end, something like that. I don't know. Hang on, why have I... Oh, there we go. We left some money on the ground. Okay, now we've got a bit of a problem. I'm out of rooms. I'm out of keys, and I can't... I should... Okay, rule of thumb, Scarlet. Always hold one key for the shop, because the shop potentially can buy more keys, right? That's going to be a Scarlet bloody... commandment. Alright, General Nagi, you bastard. Let's go. I'm going to save the bombs for round 2. In fact, I think I've got a net as well. We're definitely doing less damage than one of the runs, but that's because... Oh, that wasn't bad. Oh, he can fight through the net. Okay, interesting to know. Yeah, we did have a more upgraded sword at one run. Not the last one. Last one we could feel the difference as well. Apparently there's loot in the boss room that dropped. That's strange. Okay, I've got fireworks. Okay. Oh, there's money there, I see. Jeez, we're struggling here. Yeah, see, the problem is, he reads my telegraphs as well. Hang on. Oh, that was a... Okay. Fuck it. Fuck it, let's just poke him to death. God damn it. Oh, is he glitched? Is that what's going on? I don't know. Fuck it. I'll take it. He might... There's no way he was stun locked for that long. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, stun locking. That's the whole reason I went on that rant. My point is that the game's not supposed to be fair. The way that we treat the PvE, the enemy AI, they get a much shittier shake of the sauce bottle than we do. We've unlocked a new boss. That's cool. We've unlocked... Oh, I think that's Hammer Chick. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we've unlocked a whole bunch of hammers. That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I guess we did beat the dude with this gat. You know, so like that's for consideration. Okay, let's get out of here. So then to the woodlands. Now, I don't know if I ever got past this. I might have gone one level past this back in the day. So at least familiar area, 100%. Okay, so we'll give this dude some new scrolls. Lockpick worm, fists of momentum. Keys are no longer needed to open any lock. Pretty cool. Feel like we should just finish what we finish. One short. I'll take 20. We'll just go, we've talked about this in Dead Cells. Like, do you go for the cheap thing or do you dump money into the really expensive thing to sort of level up out of turn? Because presumably the balancing flow through rate is to buy all the cheap stuff first. Because as we get better and we do better runs, we get more souls. But then what about that one run where you get 100 souls? Like you just have this fluke awesome run, and so you've earned more than you're supposed to have at this particular point in time. Do you use that just to buy up lots of lower level things, or do you jump the queue and put that into the really expensive thing that's like 100 souls? I think they're both interesting thoughts. What we might do is we're just going to go low for the moment. One more, hey. I don't think there's anything else that costs 20. This guy's got 80 for these drops, and that strikes me as more end game sort of thing. Now we got 30 for her permanent upgrades, and we have some more room, and that unlocks Witch's Magic. Oh, you have to unlock the disenchantment bead. Okay, that might be new. Yeah, so we'll just we'll finish the scroll. We'll do the personal unlocks. I think there's a 30 scroll in there, isn't there as well? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, off we go. Also, if you haven't already, go and check out the second channel, the Scarlet Secondment. If you made it this far already, you're probably into it. So that's locked. Interesting. I used to run the channel a little bit differently. It was more like AAA playthroughs. I made a video recently about why I don't do that. Does this thing explode or something? Yeah, it does. Okay. This is, I'm well out of my depth here. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, and we're doing all sorts of playthroughs over there. More the same sort of thing. Hypothetically, I'm potentially going to do lapovers of different games as well. So, by the time this goes up, another station, I've started a second station here's playthrough on the different channel, under different requirements. I could potentially do another Raksasi playthrough. Do I have to smash these, you reckon? but maybe as a different character. I'm not really against that. So let me know what you reckon of that. But the main reason I meant that, like, as much as it's always great to shill your channel, what I was actually gonna say, we've got to check the edges for the spirit, was I'm contemplating making a third channel at some point because I have such a love for roguelikes and roguelites. I really do. I feel like I could potentially do a dedicated channel just for them. Sort of in my downtime, recording runs like this, you know, essentially, look, dare I say, akin to a Northern Lion sort of thing. I'm sure he's not the only one. I don't watch many other YouTubers that do roguelikes, but I'm just sitting here stream of consciousness doing runs, right? There's potentially value for a channel where that's the entire shtick. And I love roguelikes and roguelites, so I don't know, let me know. If you're watching this, you're probably at least interested in the genre. If you have any comments or thoughts on it. Oh, this thing jumps at you, I think. I can't, yeah. Letting me know would be a big help, actually. Is that something that you'd like to see? A channel where I just sit there and talk shit about all sorts of random stuff and I play roguelikes for half an hour at a time? Because that could be a third sort of side project. Because right now, to be perfectly honest, I'm flip-flopping on whether I play not first person, oh god. I'm flip-flopping, oh that's cool, on whether I play AAA games in my spare time or I just give up on it altogether. That's something I'm actually legit thinking about. Is just accepting, that's it, I'm just gonna play indie games for the rest of my life. But, no, I'm not quite like an MMO World of Warcraft person, but I do crave having like a hobby game. I'm sure most gamers do. And to me, the best way that could manifest is, trying to master roguelikes and roguelites. Where is Batman with my money? Like, he has so much of my money, I want it. Attack power plus 30% increased knockback distance caused by attacks. Okay, this is just fundamentally better. I don't like the knockback necessarily, but I'll take it. That is some serious attack power buff. I'll buy a key as well, stuff it. And what is this, a health pot? Look, we'll buy it for the boss. And what have I got? I've got 2 keys now. We're just gonna be conservative with the keys for the moment. Oh, that's the fire damage because I took damage. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, my controls. Ugh. Oh, no, because it constantly flip-flops as well. It doesn't just... Oops, I guess we're opening that. Stimulant. Okay, there are worse things. Dude, that guy got sent. But yeah, at the very least, check out the second channel. Like I said, it's just going to be more of the same. 3 videos a day on this channel, 3 videos a day on the other channel. We're having oh god. What the fuck just happened? I'm not 100% sure what killed me then. Oh, I didn't have a bead! What? Oh. Interesting. Oh, I perfected the boss. That's cool. Oh man, that's Jesus. So it goes. But yeah, anyway, yeah, just like I said, humor my thoughts there. I figure if you're already interested in this, even if you're only interested in Raksasi and nothing else and no other action roguelikes, I'd be curious to hear that as well. If you just want me to play this game, that's fine. But if you find yourself attracted to this and just watching run after run of a game and potentially seeing someone get better at it, I feel like that's something I could personally invest in. Like, I like the idea of that and I kind of just need the excuse. So instead of making a third channel, which is all the same as the first 2, there might be a scenario we do all sorts of roguelikes, and I'll play any roguelike. I think it's the greatest genre innovation in recent years. So anything from like these shorter runs, I suppose, you know, half an hour is kind of typical, or even Dead Cells can go shorter. Well, it can go longer as well. But even up to like the Long Dark, which I would still call the Long Dark a roguelike, even though you can potentially have like a 5-hour run out of it. So, yeah. Anyway, I'd be curious. Let me know. Make sure, chuck a comment. I want to hear these things, if only just to let me know that you're interested and I know what to keep playing. And, you know, if someone throws a comment down there, maybe you don't want to comment, but you like what they've got to say, chuck a thumbs up on that one as well, because I see these things too. It makes it easier for me to understand. And of course, go and sub to the new channel. We're pushing everyone over there because, well, new channel, second channel, the Scarlet's Secondment, for even more of the stuff that we cover on this channel. Alright gang, might just leave it there for the time being and I'll catch you guys on the next one.